What if I told you there's a sport that tons of people are involved in, spend loads of money on for training, dedicate their whole lives to, and so much more for it to not be considered a sport? When thinking of sports, you might think of like the NFL, the MLB, NBA, and a ton more. Most of the time, these sports involve all men teams trying to score against the other team, usually using some sort of ball. In the dictionary, the word sport is defined as an athletic activity that requires physical prowess or skill and often a competitive nature. Apparently, cheerleading is not equal to that definition. Cheer is probably the sportiest sport you could get. It involves strength, flexibility, endurance, teamwork, skill, hours, even days of training, and so much more. It takes years of training that has to begin at a young age, and it can't just be picked up whenever. Cheerleading has always been recognized as like a girlier sport and a place for people to just cheer on a team or stand on the sidelines and just look pretty. Over the years, however, cheer has gotten a lot more intense and is not just like woohoo, rah rah. Cheer is one of the leading sports that has the most injuries, with football just ahead of it. In the Netflix show Cheer that came out just before quarantine, everyone got to see an inside look on the stress, the injuries, and then a lot more that cheerleading can put on someone's body, mind, and life. Almost every cheerleader will get some sort of injury throughout their career, and it'll usually be breaking a bone, tearing a muscle, or even getting a concussion. And most of the time, these cheerleaders never fully recover because they're so eager to get back to practice. Here are a few videos that can help someone recognize and understand the skill that is involved with cheerleading.
Ready or not, 'cause the showing is ready by the side. Oh, yup, it's a fact. Always like my world ring in Mac Black. If it ain't your brother, then you better put it back. Tell the world that classy is the original black. Straight back, no cap, colors won't fade. Outside wear.
In this clip, you can see the amount of balance, flexibility, and teamwork needed in order to make the whole entire stunt work. The girl on top is bringing her leg up to her ear and switching feet like that while standing on two hands and making the whole thing look totally effortless. If one person goes a second too soon or too late, the whole thing would be messed up. Even if someone doesn't grab the girl's foot right, she could lose her balance and the whole thing would come crashing down and it would just be all messed up. Here's another video to look at. In this video, you can tell how in sync everyone is. Again, if just one person is off count or is in the wrong spot, the whole thing could turn into a disaster. Determining skills that those people have in the video take at least 5 years to get and perfect. There's also a huge mental block involved that many people can't get over because they're too scared of getting injured. Cheer takes so much courage and the need for improvement. When it is performance time for a cheer team, they only have one shot at it. There's no redos, no starting over, anything like that. It is just one and done. Even the slightest slip up can determine whether a team gets first place or not. This sport is so meticulous and perfected to a T, it's insane. Cheerleading is getting more and more developed and intense as the years go by. Skills are getting harder, which means competition is getting a lot tougher to beat. There is no such thing as the best cheerleader or like the perfect cheerleader because there's always room for improvement, and I mean that for real. There's always new tumbling skills coming out that are harder than the last ones, and there's always new stunts that weren't as easy as the ones before that were done. Hopefully people start to recognize and see the difficulty and officially claim cheerleading as a sport. For now though, we can just know that football players throw a 2-pound ball and sometimes they don't catch it. But cheerleaders throw over 100-pound girls and will always catch them no matter what.